Woo! What's going on, guys? Owens Forum coming at you guys today with a video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that's been the chatter that's been going on with the Detroit Lions, and that's about defensive end Chase Young, the 6'5", 265-pound defensive end from the Washington Commanders. Played at OSU, Ohio State University, a Buckeye. As Michigan fans, we don't like him. But he goes into the NFL, and I don't really care. As long as he didn't go to the North. And if you guys followed my channel from day one, you guys would have known that I really loved Chase Young coming out of college. I'm not the guy that's supposed to show the pride of Michigan Wolverine colors because he went to Ohio State University. I don't really care what school you went to when it comes to coming to my team, Detroit Lions. I don't care if you play for Ohio State Buckeyes. I don't care if you play for Penn State, Michigan State Spartans. I don't really care. That never really bothered me. As a Michigan Wolverine fan and being a Lions fan, it didn't match. It didn't go together. One like the other. It does not matter what school you went to for me. Anyways, I know there's a lot of fans out there that don't want him on the Lions just because he was an OSU guy. Oh well, that doesn't matter. But anyways, let's go back to the subject, and I'm just throwing my opinions out there because I'm seeing a lot of chatter. Every free agent's coming here. Every possible trade guy is coming to Detroit. Landing spots are the Detroit Lions. Chase Young's coming to town. This guy's coming to town. DeAndre Hopkins is coming to town. Everyone's coming to Detroit, right? Everyone's coming to Detroit, and I just want to throw in my 2 cents. We all know who Chase Young is. Ohio State University, the Buckeyes. Was a dominating force in college. 3 years at OSU, 68 tackles, 40.5 tackles for loss, 30.5 sacks, 8 pass deflects, and 7 forced fumbles. A playmaker throughout his career, especially his last 2 years at Ohio State. Ended up getting drafted in the first round, second overall, 2020, by the Washington, I don't know what they were called back then, Washington football team, Redskins, Commanders, whatever. The Washington Commanders, okay? That's what we're going to call these guys. He's played 3 years there. 26 starts. He's missed 22 or 23 games altogether. 75 tackles, 13.5 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 17 QB hits, 9 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 1 touchdown. Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. He was a force to be reckoned with as a rookie. So sky's the limit. This kid's going to be a superstar. He looked like he was going to be legit, right? We've seen it in college. Now we're seeing him translated into the NFL, especially his rookie season. 2021 comes around. They're about 9 games in. He's only got 1 sack on the year. Going 9 games into, sorry, I got a little bit of a tickle. Going into the 2021 season, man, he's not doing that well. In 2021. What happens? Season-ending ACL, knee tear, grade 3, season done. So he's done. He underwent ACL reconstruction surgery. Now, stay with me, folks. Reconstruction surgery is different than an ACL repair. Recovery is longer for a reconstruction because it gets you closer to 100%. But it's a longer recovery period. An ACL repair is almost like a quick fix. Shorter recovery time. You're going to get back on the field faster. But it was a bad tear. So they wanted this guy for the long haul. So we're going to reconstruct it, but you're going to be out of football for a bit. Okay. So it's a whole different thing because it gets you closer to 100%, the reconstruction. The repair is different. It's almost like a quick fix. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm no doctor, but if I wanted to make the NFL my career and I wanted a long career, I'd probably say reconstruct that thing if it was the option. I wouldn't want to get on the field faster than I'm supposed to if I'm not ready. I'd rather have it reconstructed totally where it's closer to 100%. These guys never will be 100% ever in their lives, football or out of football. When you get these type of surgeries, you're always going to have problems. It's just the way it is, man, the way your body reacts, right? So now the Washington the Washington Commanders have an issue on their hands. Going into year 4, now they want to trade him, right? Now they want to trade this guy. They're not picking up his 5th-year option, which they didn't. It just passed May 1st, I believe it was. And he's a guy that, that didn't get his 5th-year option picked up. Now, there was articles out there saying that he was probably going to get that 5th-year option picked up if the recovery time of that knee was on schedule and was looking good for the Washington Commanders. What were they going to do? Well, it looks like they were going to pick him up. Didn't pick it up. But apparently he's on course to be ready for 2023. And that's fine. That's great. Good for him. I'd love to see him back on the field. Now all the chatter is now the line's going to go for him. And I see it on social media. Of course. That's where I get a lot of my ideas from. And, that's basically what every YouTuber does anyways. We get our ideas from social media. This one, there was a poll up there. I saw it on Facebook. Should the Lions take the risk and go for this guy? Apparently the asking price from the Commanders is a 3rd round, maybe 4th round pick. And I see majority of this fan base, Lions fan base, all in on it. Go for it. Pick him up. 3rd round pick. Easy. No problem. This is what I want. This is what's going to happen. We need to do this. He's a beast. He's this. He's that. Yes. You're seeing majority. I'm talking 90%. 90% of Lions fans. And I'm like, 3rd round pick for a guy literally on one leg. I just heard last week or 2 weeks prior to this, Mike Valente from 97 Won the Ticket, talking about Chase Young. Because this has been an ongoing topic for a while now. Obviously, since I didn't pick up his 5th-year option in May. He was saying that not only does he have the ACL tear of the 3rd grade, it's a grade 3 tear. He's got another injury on top of that knee that doctors can't really, they can explain it, but they're saying that it's a very rare injury because it's at the same time on his knee. Now, this was a couple weeks ago, like I said. I don't remember exactly what he said the other injury was, but apparently doctors haven't seen it at the same time in the same knee. So not only does he have the grade 3 tear, he's got another injury there on top of it that's been lurking around. That's just concerning to me. That is very concerning to me. And this fan base wants to give up a 3rd round pick. Now, I know what type of player Chase Young is. We know he's dynamic. He can get to the quarterback. He can make plays. He's an all-around really good football player. But now he's basically on one leg. He really is. Now, I would take a shot at him for a 5th round pick, and that's it. I personally think the Commanders are going to release him because I don't think anybody's going to trade for him. I really don't. Even though he's still young, they won't trade. I don't think a team will trade for him unless they give up a high 4th round pick, which could happen. Maybe the Lions do that, but I would rather they go a 5th round pick and later. I really do. Give them a 5th and a 7th. I don't know, or just a 5th. I'm okay with doing that. Now, I am not. Now, me being okay has nothing to do with Brad Holmes. I am a nobody in Detroit Lions land. Brad Holmes does not listen to YouTubers. He doesn't listen to fans. He will do what he thinks is necessary to better this team. Now, we have depth on the defensive end. Do we have depth as talented as Chase Young? No, we don't. But we do have depth. Guys like Romeo, Julian, who can play a little stand-up, John Kaminsky, Joshua Pascal. These guys are not Chase Young. I get it. I'm not even trying to compare the talent level there. I'm just saying we have good depth at the defensive end position. Throw in James Houston, plays a little stand-up linebacker as well. Doesn't kind of positionless, but whatever. We have the pass rushers, Charles Harris. I can keep naming guys, but we don't have a Chase Young. I do get that. But this fan base has to realize And I'm not saying that Brad Holmes will not take a shot and go after a guy that's injured. What has he done the last 3 years? Levi Onwuzurike, back injury, didn't care. Drafted him anyways. Now we're paying for it, kind of. Hopefully Levi can come back. Doesn't look good, I don't think, even though he's moving around a bit during those mini camps. Jameson Williams, knee explodes. ACL. I think it was ACL, but I believe it was in the championship game, the national championship game. You know, it completely explodes. Williams drops a little bit in the draft. We trade up to get him at 12 overall. Jameson is healthy now. You know, he's got his own issues going on right now, but he is 100% plus healthy. Hendon Hooker, year 3, 3rd round pick. Was probably going in the 1st round. I think he was a top 10 pick, easy. And now we're waiting on Hooker. He looks like he could be ready, but he looks like he's going to be another guy that goes kind of down the Jameson path. Is probably going to go on the NFI list, that non-football injury list, because it happened in college, even though it is a football injury. It didn't happen in the NFL. Emmanuel Mosley, a pickup that he picked up, a guy that tore his knee apart. Playing for the 49ers. Gave him a 1-year deal, $6 million, I believe it was. So Holmes is no stranger to taking risks, and I'm okay with him taking a risk, but I don't want to give up a third. And that's basically what I'm trying to say 11 minutes into this video, is I don't want to give up a 3rd round pick. If it's a 5th round pick, I'm all in. You take a flyer on a guy in the 5th round, you give a 5th round pick, let's go. With a guy that could possibly get you double-digit sacks and make plays all over the field. But it's a high risk, high reward. But the draft pick at 5th round isn't a high risk. So, and then you're seeing fans out there saying, give him Romeo and give him the 3rd, give him Julian and give him a 4 and give him 2/3 or 2/4. You're saying multiple players, multiple picks. Come on, Lions fan base. I love Chase Young, the player, but I don't want to give up guys that are healthy at the moment. You know, apparently Young is healthy too, though, coming into the season. But how healthy is that knee? When you're hearing reports of having a couple separate incidents in that same knee. Already got the grade 3 tear. You know, Valente's saying that there's another issue in there. I looked for it. I didn't find that. So I looked to see if there was another injury looming around there that doctors were concerned about. I found nothing. So I don't know where Valente's getting his information from. Those guys get more info than me, obviously. Those guys are in the business of information, sports information. So he was talking about it, and then, it's just been getting ramped up that he's coming to Detroit, that Brad Holmes is going to take a shot. All I'm saying is I don't want to give him up for a 3rd. I don't want to give up a 3rd for him. I'd rather it be like, hey, I'd almost be okay with a 4th, but I'd love for it to be a 5th round pick if the Commanders would even accept it. And who knows if they would. I personally think he's getting released, though. I really do. I think he's going to get released and he's going to be a free agent and he's going to have to pretty much start his career over again. He's going to have to be on 1-year prove-it deals until he can prove that he can stay 100% healthy and contribute. But that's just my opinion. Maybe someone does make a trade for him. Time will tell. But that's basically it. I went on probably way too long about this, but I wanted to talk about the Chase Young situation. I know we got the depth, but we don't, in the same sentence, we don't have the talent that Chase Young is. That's just the real deal, right? That's the real deal. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I think he's getting released. Then the Lions maybe can make a play for him, give him a couple $1 million, see what happens there. But thanks a lot, guys. That's the video. More videos to come. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all my videos. Don't forget to like, comment this out. Having trouble breathing right now because I got a tickle. It's all good, guys. Eyes are watering up. One pride. Go Lions. Boom. Let's go, baby. Season's almost here. 87 days till kickoff. Woo!